From R.D. Smothers Wealth Management, this is The Retirement.
When you retire, if you want an exciting life, you need a boring investment strategy.
Matters.
If you enter into retirement without a plan for income, you're not retired, you're simply unemployed.
Podcast.
Hey, this is your host, Dale Smothers, and you're listening to the Retirement Matters Podcast. My hope is that you will find the information you need in every single show on how to do one of the three things: either saving more money more efficiently, planning better for your future where you can live in retirement worry-free, or my favorite, how you can live a happy and fulfilled life in this life you have been given. We know that your time is valuable, and we appreciate you spending it listening to this episode of the Retirement Matters Podcast. On this episode of the Retirement Matters Podcast, we discuss what's taking place in the market and why we believe it's kind of related to the government shutdown, which is still going on when we record this on the 8th of November, the longest government shutdown in history. And hopefully by the time you hear this, things have been resolved. However, one thing that is for sure is that if you want to live a retirement that is free from the volatility of the stock market, you've got to build your investment plan in a way that you can count on the money to be there in good times and in bad. We introduced this risk-on, risk-off portfolio, which we've talked about extensively in other shows, but we kind of give it a little bit of a different twist in this particular episode, so I hope you enjoy that. We also discuss why Roth conversions may make sense and some pros and cons to the Roth versus the traditional IRA. And then at the end, we talk about aligning your interest in life with the interest of your money. And it's not about timing the market. It's about making sure that the money that you have that is growing in a safe and conservative way to then support the lifestyle you desire, the impact you want in other people's lives. What is that? What is your purpose? What is your destiny? What is your goals and destination in life? And is your retirement plan supporting that in all things? Does your income plan support that? Does your healthcare plan support that? Is your tax plan supporting that? We help you do that at R.D. Smothers Wealth Management, just getting you thinking about those things, especially as we approach the holiday season here in 2025. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Retirement Matters Podcast, and we would love and welcome some feedback if you have any to give us. Be sure you like, subscribe, and leave comments on today's episode. So without further ado, let's get to this week's episode of the Retirement Matters Podcast. Enjoy the show. Good morning to you. I hope you're doing well. You're ready to start discussing all things retirement matters. The government shutdown continues, the longest in history. Markets are beginning to sell off. And if you are close to retirement, or maybe you just entered into retirement, you've not been in it very long, you may be concerned about what you should be doing with your stocks, with the money you've saved to make all of your dreams come true. And we're going to address that today. We're going to discuss with you something we call the risk-on, risk-off portfolio and how it gives you a balance in this world of uncertainty. And we are very proud of the way that we manage money here at R.D. Smothers Wealth Management to essentially weather these storms that we find ourselves in today. With the market up and down, seems like the last couple of days been a lot of down. Of course, there are reasons for that we could explain away, but you've got to know what you own and you've got to know how your stocks will behave in market downturns. If you can do that, you can sleep comfortably. That's what we're here to do. We're here to help you understand your money and make sure you're making the right moves with your money to achieve the retirement you've always imagined. Now, we talk all about how growth phase is about growing your money. And if you are still in growth phase, maybe you've got 10 years or more in growth phase, these opportunities that you're seeing right now are presenting good buying opportunities for you in the market. But if you're close to income phase, or maybe you've just entered into income phase, you know that it is important for you, especially if you've been listening to this show, you know that it's important for you to begin to reprogram the way that your portfolio works and to make sure you've got a plan for all the areas of retirement worry, not just your investments. Where are you getting your income from? How long will that income last? When should you take Social Security? What other sources of income do you have at your disposal, and when should you turn those on? That's all built in the income plan. making sure that your taxes are paid efficiently. Not necessarily making sure your taxes are done every year. That's what a CPA is for. But making sure that you're pulling the money out in the most efficient way year after year after year, making that money last you longer, essentially getting to keep more of your money. In income phase, it's not about how much money you make. It's about how much money you get to keep. And we do that by forming a strong investment plan that makes sure the money you've already made doesn't disappear just because the market's bad. And we do that by forming a strong tax plan to ensure that we're not handing more to the IRS than we absolutely have to. I'm not here to help you avoid taxes or evade taxes. I'm just here to make sure that you're not paying unnecessary taxes throughout the years of retirement. We do this with tax planning. And then, of course, when we get into the healthcare plan, helping a client navigate through Medicare, all the twists and turns, we call it the alphabet soup of Medicare. We address your plans that you should be choosing. And then lastly, being able to really dive deep into the legacy and make sure that your legacy is secured. We touch on this again with a little bit more healthcare planning for long-term care. How are you going to pay for that? But building the legacy plan to ensure that your estate is passed in the way that you desire. We pull in some attorneys from time to time. We'll pull in CPAs if we need those extra hands and extra sets of eyes. Expertise from time to time is required to build this retirement plan. But here's what I'm going to tell you. It takes a team. And if you don't have a team that is working with you, maybe you have one person, maybe they're a growth-focused individual. Maybe it's just a couple of advisors that are in an office and, you normally see one advisor, the other advisor you never really see. At the end of the day, you need a team built around you. That's what we've done here at R.D. Smothers Wealth Management, specifically building a team around the clients we work with to allow you to have the answers you need as quickly as you can get them, but as accurately as they need to be in the right moment. This is a team approach here at R.D. Smothers Wealth Management. We partner with our clients, and we're committed. Once we make a partnership, we're committed to help walk you through this journey every step of the way. 270-600-PLAN. If you do not have your own retirement team working with you, we would love an opportunity to be that for you today. Now, the first thing we've got to do is the pause for positivity. I've already got a section pretty much out of the way. We've talked a little bit about what we do here for just a minute. But if you've ever heard the show before, you know that we love this section. This is the pause for positivity, and I've only got a few more minutes left in it, so I'll just make it quick. I'll tell you, I was talking to a client a couple of days ago, and she said something that was revolutionary to me. When I heard it, I thought, that is really, really good. I'm sure I've heard it before, but the way she said it hit differently. And I asked her if I could tell this story. I asked if I could share the story, and she was obliged. She was very much allowing me to say this on air. If you're listening, you know exactly who I'm talking about. But in a conversation, she simply said, we realize that God does not call the qualified. He qualifies the called. And I thought, man, that is really good. He doesn't select the people who have all the qualifications and all the credentials. But when he selects you, you are immediately qualified. He will qualify you. He will give you the tools that are necessary. It reminds me of a story of one of our team members who pulled over to assist a car that he saw on the side of the road. And when he pulls over, he begins to talk to the young lady that's sitting there, and he's not 100% sure how he's going to help because he doesn't have the tools that he would normally have. They're back at his house. But he's willing to help in any way he can, so he's going to give her a ride. And around this time, another gentleman who he does not know and the young lady does not know pulls up behind them. And it just so happens that he has the tools, but he just doesn't have the time. So he allows the young man that works on our team, he allows this young man to borrow his tools and drives away. And gives a contact number for how he can get back in touch with him. And it just reminds me, if you're willing to stop and just give someone a little bit of time, God will provide the tools. And this was a full moment here when I heard the lady that I was talking to, a client of ours, she said, God doesn't choose the qualified. He qualifies those that he chooses. That really hit home with me. So I'll give you a challenge this week, both of us, me and you, as we go through this week and we are asked to do something by the master. If we are called to do something, just know that he's already equipped us. He would not call us if he hadn't already qualified us. And now it's just our turn to move. So together, we're going to accept this challenge and we're going to move. Little by little, we change the world around us and the whole world changes. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We're jumping into this market volatility, and we're going to take a deep dive here on what's going on in the market and how you can help make sure that it doesn't affect your retirement portfolio, especially if you are close to retirement yourself. Don't go anywhere. We're coming back with more Retirement Matters right after this.
It's 4th and 1 with 2 seconds left in the game. Less than 1 yard separates you from victory. You have the best running back in the league, but your coach calls a Hail Mary.
As silly as that sounds, we see a lot of retirement managers being far too aggressive with your investments when a more conservative play would be a better fit. You have questions, we have answers.
Contact R.D. Smothers Wealth Management, 270-600-PLAN. That's 270-600-7526.
All right, welcome back to the show. And you may have seen on the news that the government is not working right now. The government is shut down. It is now the longest shutdown, and this is a Saturday morning that you're hearing this live. It's the 8th of November, 2025. If you're listening later, you probably are hopefully hearing that the government has actually reopened. But as we record this, the government's still shut down. And what that has meant for us up till now has been almost nothing, except when we entered into late October, nearly 30 days into the shutdown, and China's trade deal was still not worked out, and people were being asked to work without paychecks, now missing their first paycheck late October. The airlines having to redirect and even cancel flights because of the lack of the air traffic controllers. They have to make their bills just like everybody. So they call into work. Maybe they take PTO or quit altogether, and they go deliver pizzas or they go do something else that will pay them while they work. This is a little bit of a dilemma, and the government continues to struggle and fight amongst one another. You know, for all intents and purposes, it seems as if the adults have left the room, and it's somewhat aggravating. However, when you're in your retirement income phase, why it happened is not nearly as important as the fact that it is happening, and we've got to make sure that your retirement account is not suffering because of it. And this is exactly why we have built the risk-on, risk-off portfolio that allows you to balance your portfolio, your investments, in a way of some money is completely risk-off, meaning the market can't take it lower. The market can only help this money. This side of the portfolio would be your safe piece of money. It grows when the market's doing well, and it stays steady in the years where the market's doing poorly. The money you make on this side gets locked in on an annual basis, sometimes on a quarterly basis, depending on your particular situation and what you need in your plan. And then the risk-on piece, the piece that is of risk, where the ups and downs of the market can affect the portfolio, we can protect against some, we can protect against none of the market downside, and how much protection we bake into that side of the portfolio determines how much upside we get to participate in. And the way that we see these portfolios built, it's all customized and tailor-made to you and your income need, the desire for continued growth in income phase. All of these things go into effect. But when you look at your total portfolio, the entire family account that we are managing for a client, we want to find that perfect mix between the risk on and the risk off. Now, you can find information on this portfolio by Googling risk on, risk off portfolio. It's a trademarked portfolio that we have built at R.D. Smothers Wealth Management. It is on Kiplinger. Kiplinger Magazine published an article there on the risk on, risk off portfolio. We are able to help a client essentially take more of the upside in market good years and less of the market downside in market down years. And this becomes very, very important, especially in your first 10 years of retirement. If you're 5 years from retirement or as much as 10 years into retirement, market losses will hurt you more than market gains will help you. When the market is up, everybody's happy. And if you're taking 100% of the upside, fantastic. But if the market is down and you take 100% of the downside, it's likely going to hurt you much worse than the market ups helped you. This is because you're needing income from your portfolio. And it's not only going to jeopardize your investment plan, it's going to potentially cripple your income plan. Your tax plan cannot be efficiently managed because the amount of money that you have in your account is ever changing and most of the time consistently going down. You're paying more in taxes than you need and you're losing more than you should in the market. This is why the risk on, risk off portfolio was built to maintain a stability in the investment plan. Is it for everybody? Of course not. Is it for those who are over the age of 59 and a half and wanting to retire at, say, 65, 66, or 67? It's exactly who it was built for. Those who are close to retirement, within 5 years from retirement, you need to see what the risk on, risk off portfolio approach can do for you, and we can help you do that. R.D. Smothers Wealth Management has crafted this portfolio to be the staple of our investment portfolio. The investment plan will be built around making sure that losses do not hurt you and that gains continue to help you. This lack of volatility in our investment plans allow us to plan for a more consistent and, let's say, a more predictable, if you can say it that way, retirement. This is why we've built it, and we would love to show you how it can help you. So here's what you need to do. If you are interested in seeing if your portfolio can be benefited from a risk-on, risk-off approach, then give us a call, 270-600-PLAN, or simply navigate to our website, rdswealth.com, and schedule a time for our team to reach out to you today. We can show you how a real investment plan that is built for income phase can assist you in preserving your hard-earned assets if the market wakes up and has a bad day, but still growing your money if the market continues to go the way it's been going over the last few years. The market's been good since 2022. We've not really seen much negative volatility, but now we're entering into a period of time where a little uncertainty is starting to arise, and it's not worth jeopardizing or risking your retirement just to get an extra 1 or 2% in the market. We can show you how to do this and much more in your retirement plan. Pick up the phone and call 270-600-PLAN or navigate to our website, rdswealth.com, and we'll get started on that consultation today. Don't go anywhere. We're coming back with a little bit of information about Roth conversions, what they are, and why this opportunity is something you don't want to pass up, especially as we approach the end of the year. We'll be right back with more Retirement Matters right after this.
You're listening to the Retirement Matters Show with Dale Smothers. Dale is the founder and president of R.D. Smothers Wealth Management. We specialize in building retirement plans that allow you to walk away from the worry of running out of money. If you'd like to chat with a member of our team, you can do so absolutely free by calling 270-600-PLAN. That's 270-600-PLAN. Visit us online at rdswealth.com and be sure to sign up for our free weekly newsletter.
All right, welcome back to the show. And as we approach the end of the year, a lot of people begin to think about what they can do to help save on this year's tax bill. So maybe they're considering a traditional IRA contribution. A traditional IRA contribution is one way that you can help eliminate some of the taxable income on your tax return. And it definitely does help you this year. You are essentially telling the IRS, don't tax me on this $7,000 this year. Instead, tax me on this at a later time when I take it out in retirement. Now, this is kind of like saying that you and I are going to go into a partnership agreement, and this is going to be all of your idea. It's going to be your sweat equity. It's going to be your risk. It's going to be your money that you put up for it. You're going to have to do all the work. You're going to have to do all of the research that's necessary to make the business grow, but I'm your business partner. And when we get ready to take our first distribution, you see how I said that? When we get ready to take our first distribution, I'll tell you how much of that distribution is mine then. Now, that business proposition does not sound like a very promising one. It sounds almost insane that anybody would sign up for a business deal like that. Your business partner can demand as much as they desire anytime. When you take money out, they tell you how much is theirs and how much is yours. But that's what we've done with the IRS in our 401ks and our traditional IRAs. We have essentially said, don't tax me now, Mr. IRS partner. Tax me later. And how much you're going to tax me, well, you can decide that later as well. You see, the tax code is written in pencil. It's not written in pen. And we know that this tax code can very easily change from year to year. Now, we have just had a massive tax overhaul. Many people despise this in Washington. The majority love it, but there are a lot that don't. The big, beautiful bill has been coined the big, ugly bill. And I'm not here to debate what is good and what is bad. I'm here to tell you that when we're planning for retirement, it's important for us to realize that the tax code is ever changing. And the tax code, no matter how quote unquote permanent it may be, it will change. And I'm going to tell you that I think it's going to change not in our favor. The government continues to spend more money than we can take in. So one of the best ways to raise more money is raising taxes. And as taxes increase, time goes on, you could be seeing yourself taxed at a much higher rate in retirement than you are today. All of this depends on your current income and the time in which you want to retire. But what I'm here to tell you is that you should consider, rather than a traditional IRA, potentially a Roth IRA. And I'm also going to tell you that if you are even close to retirement and you are not maxing out your current 12 or even 22% tax bracket, it may make a lot of sense for you in your retirement picture to consider Roth conversions, even while you're working, even into your 60s, or if you continue to work into your 70s, it still may benefit you. Depending on your picture, depending on your overall plan, Roth conversions can help save a pretty substantial amount of money in retirement. And the good news is there's no income limit, nor is there a conversion limit involved. Now, you may have heard of a Roth IRA contribution limit, but that does not apply to conversions. Meaning if you have $100,000 in a traditional IRA and you want to move it to a Roth IRA, you have the ability to convert it now, pay a known tax on that money now, as opposed to an unknown rate in the future, like we just discussed. And once you have paid tax on that money, you will never pay another dime of tax on that money again, nor will you pay tax on the money that it has made throughout the years. So you get tax deferred growth and then all the growth tax free when you take it out. There are some special provisions and rules that you must follow, but this becomes a very interesting way to plan for a very tax efficient inheritance. IRAs have their own problems. When you leave money inside of an IRA, you have just left your beneficiary a tax tumor that they have to extract. But when you leave them a Roth IRA, they receive that money tax-free, and they can actually allow that money to set for 10 more years, growing tax-deferred. And when they pull that money out, it too is tax-free. Tremendous benefits inside of Roth IRAs. Whether they make sense for you and your plan, I wouldn't just take cookie-cutter advice and say, yeah, everybody needs a Roth IRA. You need to be looking at your specifics. And if you are close to retirement, we can sit down with you and really shine some light on whether or not Roth IRAs make sense. And if they do, walk with you down this path towards the journey of a successful retirement, which may very easily involve Roth IRA conversions. So if you've never heard or considered Roth IRA conversions, but maybe you think you should, give us a call, 270-600-PLAN. Or maybe you know that you need to start doing conversions and it all makes sense, but you just don't know how much. Give us a call and we can figure that out with you, 270-600-PLAN. We have a very specific way to figure that out. And then, of course, if you are currently doing Roth conversions but feel like maybe you need a second set of eyes because you're not sure if it's actually the best thing, or maybe you're not maximizing the Roth conversion strategy, you can call us, 270-600-PLAN, and someone on our advisor team will sit down with you and take a second set of eyes. We'll look at your plan and really make sure that it's doing everything you need it to do in retirement. Perhaps the conversions that you're doing aren't necessary, or maybe you should be doing a little bit more. We can show you that, and without any bias, explain to you where you should be headed next. And if it makes sense, we could take that next step together. 270-600-PLAN, or navigate to our website, rdswealth.com, and set up a time for us to reach out to you today. We're going into a quick break. When we come back, we're going to be discussing balance beyond the market. It's not enough just to make sure your money is balanced, but in the world we live in today, we got to make sure that you are balanced as well. We're going to take a quick break, reset, and we're coming right back with more Retirement Matters after this.
Thank you for listening to Retirement Matters, presented by R.D. Smothers Wealth Management. If you'd like to speak with us, give us a call at 270-600-PLAN. And if you enjoy the information in this show and would like to hear more, you can access previous shows by searching for the Retirement Matters podcast on the podcast platform of your choice. We also produce a weekly newsletter. Receive it free to your email inbox by signing up online at rdswealth.com.
All right, welcome back to the show. And this is our last section of the show today. And it's all about purpose and perspective. You see, we talk about balancing your portfolio in the market. We are very big advocates of that, especially with the volatility we see today. But I want to talk to you about something that's not anything to do with market timing, but instead it's all about making sure that your money is aligned with your purpose. Your purpose is unique. And here's what we know. We know that when we talk to clients of substantially high net worth or just enough to get by, each person has a desire for what they want to do in retirement and where they would like to have this money go if and when they do not outlive this money. And what we want to do is make sure that your purpose, your reason for living, your reason for existing, and your impact on the people around you is maximized to its highest potential. And the way to do this is to make sure that you are aligning your money's purpose with your life's purpose. When you know what you own, why you own it, and how it supports your life, the life that you are building, when you know these things, peace follows. And at R.D. Smothers Wealth Management, our objective is to eliminate the fear and worry about your money, allow you more time, more energy, more focus on and with the people you care about the most so that you can go out and impact the future generations we may never see. It's like planting a seed in the ground that will grow into a beautiful tree and provide shade to the generation to follow. And you will never see them, but they will be grateful for the work you did. So if you would like to bring that balance to your own plan, knowing that, yes, of course, my objective is to grow, but why? What is it meant to do? With this money, I am going to impact lives, whether it's my children, my grandchildren, my wife, the organizations I contribute time and energy to, whatever it may be. We want to help you align your vision for your money with your vision for your life. We can do this at R.D. Smothers Wealth Management by going through the Retirement Atlas, our retirement planning strategy to build the plan that's necessary for you to walk away from the fear and worry of your retirement and money running out, and allow you to walk into this purpose and this destiny that your Creator created you for. All right, there we have it. The show has come to an end. Unfortunately, time goes way too fast when we're spending it together. I enjoy every episode that we get to spend together. I enjoy talking with you here on this show, and sometimes we get a little emotional. Sometimes we go into the technicals of it all. But at the end of this journey, what I want to make sure is that you have lived retirement to its absolute fullest. And if you're not careful, you'll go through retirement living what we call the what-if retirement, because all of the questions you have never been addressed. At RDS Wealth, we make sure that we sit down with you. We uncover your concerns. Maybe we uncover a few that you never even thought of, and we help build the plan to address those before it even begins. So if you would like a second set of eyes on your retirement, especially as we enter into this holiday season, time with family, and things become more in perspective, more now than ever, things are in perspective, no doubt, across the year. The November, December season tends to put those things into perspective. Give us a call. We'll be able to help you align those goals going into 2026, making sure that your money's doing exactly what you need it to do to get exactly where you want to be in your retirement that is to come. 270-600-PLAN, or run over to our website, rdswealth.com. Set up your time to talk to our team today. Now, until we get to talk again, whether it's right here on the same station or it's in person in our office, always remember, save money, plan well, and live happy in retirement. God bless.
Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims paying abilities of the issuing carrier. This radio show is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual situation. R.D. Smothers Wealth Management is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during this show shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein provided by third parties have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by R.D. Smothers Wealth Management.